Are we
No,
ready? Are we ready? No? Oh, well,
I'm
that's not
fine.
good. You
I think
ready?
we're about as ready as we can get.
All right, let's get this party started.
Yay!
Steve Van Sampson,
Curtis M. Lawson,
Paul Christian Glenn, Joshua Rex, Raz, Rob Smith,
hey, everybody. Thank Cthulhu. It is Sunday. Welcome to another episode of the Clutch of Personalities. Tonight we have on with us world-class cartoonist Tim Jones, who writes Sour Grapes.
Yay!
Yay!
I'm world class. How about that? That's cool.
He is awesome. Obviously Friday joining us, and we have Jar Jar in for the night as well. Um, so we're going to check out. This is the first time on the Clutch that we have gotten to have a cartoonist on, and so we're getting to explore an entirely new form of storytelling. So this is kind of exciting for us. So, how's everybody doing?
I'm
I'm happy I'm here.
fantastic.
It's like,
Is it my turn?
yes.
Yes.
I'm just for the record. I'm sitting down. Uh,
Do you
Um,
have pants on though?
do I have pants on? Is as constipated as I am from Thanksgiving? Yes,
Oh,
I am. So
sounds
I'm
like a
good.
good
Wow.
Thanksgiving.
They don't call it stuffing for nothing.
Mm.
Okay. So no, I'm good. I'm good. It's been a long weekend and that. So ready for the countdown till Christmas. God help us all. And so
Do you already get right into it? Tim's the artist creator of Sour Grapes, and now Tim, do you already have like your cartoons made for up for till Christmas, or do you do this all on the fly like each week?
oh, it's on the fly. I can't think that far ahead. Um, very
Really?
very
I think
few
that's more impressive that you do it all on the fly.
very few cartoonists work on the fly. They work like at least 4 weeks. Oh, thank you very much, Jesse. Um,
He
I
likes the cartoon strip too.
aw. uh, so they work like 4 weeks ahead of time at least, and I just happen to do it on the fly, as you put it, right up to date. Just kind of keeps me in the loop of deadlines and that. So
Does that ever have your people that you're sending it out to worried, or are they just like, ah, Tim's always on time?
oh yeah, um, short answer is yes. I have to be on time, or that's one thing that the newspapers worry about is if you're going to be responsible enough to turn in a strip by deadline. And so I think they're wary at first, but when you tell them you're in already in newspapers and successful with that, then they'll know
Mm.
that okay, so he's not just um, he's not going to be just an amateur, and not that an amateur wouldn't do a good job, but um, because I still am. But so yeah, you gotta be on time, or they'll drop you real fast.
You ever get worried that like you're not gonna produce that week? That you just like you fall stale or anything?
No, I haven't missed it yet.
No
You know,
kidding.
yeah.
How
There
many
might be a
years?
week. There might be a week that I take the week off from drawing,
Yeah.
but I've got ones that I can give them. How
Ah,
long have I been doing it? You ask.
yeah.
About this long.
11 years.
You know, depends on the
11. Oh,
depends
Friday
on the
night.
night. You know,
Or 12 years.
I don't know. Sour Grapes has been around since 2014. And then I've been cartooning for about 25, 30 years, showing my age. So,
What all else do we have that we can look for besides sour grapes to get some more Tim Jones in our lives?
can you elaborate on that?
Well, you said you've been cartooning for about 20, 25 years. So since sour grapes has been up for about 9 or 10, what were you doing before that?
Oh, I had a comic strip called Job Shop that ran in a half a dozen newspapers for a couple of years. I drew it, and a professional comedian wrote it. Um, and that went well. His name is Paul, was and is Paul Nardizzi. Professional comedian, was on Conan O'Brien. He was on um, Comedy Central and doing stand up and stuff. So, and I learned a lot from him too, as a matter of fact.
To go solo.
Yeah, to go solo. And I met him because I used to do stand up, and that's how I kind of met him through the community, as it were. He's from Massachusetts. I'm in Rhode Island. So.
All right, you just shocked me again. The last time you told me you did music and stuff, and
Yeah, I did that
now
too.
you're doing stand. Wow.
I did both. Yeah,
Do you have old videos of you?
both careers. They laughed me off the stage. So that didn't last very long. See, the great thing about drawing a comic strip and writing is that you can't hear whether people are laughing or not. So, you don't really need to read the room, as it were. So.
See, my name is Carrie, and I was born on Halloween. And when I decided to go into stand up, my mother said, "They're all going to laugh at you." And they did.
That's right. That's right. Yep.
But
That means you're doing a good job.
yeah, until I started having seizures. And then it was one of those like, she started off doing a joke and then she ended it with interpretive dance. And it was very scary. So
That's right. Yep.
they don't invite you back after that.
Well, I used to golf in a league, and people thought I was having a seizure when I took a stroke. So, there he goes again. Get the ambulance.
Better taking a stroke than having one.
That's right. Absolutely.
So yeah, as Jeremy was saying, do we have video of you anywhere doing stand up? Can we get a hold of it so that so we can look
No, I don't have videos of me doing stand up. They've all been burned. So that's good. Music wise, you might be able to find something for me. But I haven't. I was at Northeast Comic Con in March, and I got up and did karaoke on the Saturday night at 11 o'clock at night, and because there was that many people there, you had to wait in the queue.
Oh wow!
And I waited in the queue for like 3 hours. It was mind-boggling. And I finally got up there, and it was the first time in 11 years that I had done anything live in front of an audience singing. So it was cool, though. I did a Foreigner song. I did Feels Like the First Time and Rock the House. And people told me afterwards, you should quit your job being an artist, which I didn't know how to take that, really. I stayed the night, and I walk into the room, and they're all like applauding, and I was like, "Oh, stop!" And they're like, "Yeah, you should quit your job and be a singer."
Damn right. Assholes!
Just come buy a book, will you?
Please.
Jeez.
Well, we did see that though. You did nail it. So.
Oh, thanks. I couldn't watch it. It was the first time I sang with glasses on, because I couldn't see the screen. I'm like, oh shit, I gotta sing with glasses on.
Nothing to remind you of how age is going.
I know, because the last time I had done it, I wasn't wearing glasses. I'm losing my earpiece here. But
Did
anyway,
the improv classes help with writing comic strips?
yes, as a matter of fact, they did. I did both improv um, and stand up, and it helped me with uh, building a joke and rhythm and thinking on the fly, um, punchlines, that type of stuff. So it really helped, which was one of the reasons why I wanted to do it. I like to torture myself to get something else out of it.
You,
So
you saying that now and thinking about it, going back to when I was doing stand up, it makes a lot of sense on how, because I'd pulled up some of the comics, if it's okay if I show a strip or two
sure.
on screen, and like, okay, so, hey, Ominous, who's your friend? Rumble, rumble, rumble. Oh, nice to meet you, Dustin. So what are you guys up to today? Rumble, rumble, rumble. Their plans are up in the air. But you got the joke going on. And so having the stand up behind it, I can see where that comes in, because I was going to ask, like, it has to be hard, and it is hard telling jokes in that short too, coming up with stuff, but telling a story in 3 panels or less in some cases,
Hmm.
and being able, and then you have, um how much do you think you have, is your connected world flowing on a longer plot line versus the short plot lines that go on?
Um, well, it, the 3 panel to me is um, it's tough and it's easy for me because I had to figure out the rhythm of 1, 2, 3. So set up, premise, setup, and punchline, right?
Hmm.
So I was going to do 4 panels, and I just decided that third panel used to always somehow be in a lot of 4 panels that I've seen is just a beat drop to me, because a lot of them you'll see they'll say nothing, so it's just a beat to get to the last one. Um,
Yeah.
so I didn't want to. I tried it and I didn't like it, so I just stuck with the 3 panel, and it took me quite a few years just to settle in to that rhythm. And I think within the past um, couple of years, I've done a kind of especially this year, kind of a soft relaunch, like a really soft one, and just kind of I fell into a groove with it. Does that answer your question?
Yeah, partially. The other thing I was asking, with the whole overarching world that you have for Sour Grapes, with all the different characters and such,
Mm-hmm.
um, you have each day has its own story. Um, but how much of the rest of the world do you include in kind of an ongoing storyline with little callbacks, I guess, kind of things to various characters, so that they have like some sort of, grow or move or become different important parts, or have different relationships evolving inside of the stories of the comics? Am I
That's interesting because
making
that's
sense?
that's kind of what I'm trying to build on right now. It's difficult because my strip's a weekly strip,
Mhm.
so you're seeing a snippet in time once a week. So if it was a daily strip, you'd see more of a variation of stuff, and I could build on that stuff easily. But I could do 4 strips in a row involving Ominous, Aesop's pet cloud, and but it would only come out once a week. So you would think, oh, someone coming in new would think that this strip was just about Aesop and Ominous, which is a big part, and that's how I pitch it. Aesop, a miserable flying dog, and his pet cloud Ominous, and the other guys. But so it's difficult. But the way I kind of describe it is, if you ever remember Mr. Rogers' Neighborhood, and how he would always have a theme for that episode. And what he would do is he would take that thing, like say it was feeling good about yourself, right? So he would take that theme into the land of make believe, and he'd send the trolley into them, and they would deal with that. So that's kind of what I do. I take, whatever I'm talking about, whatever happened to the fish feeder, and it sounds like a teacher I had. Don't get me started. So yeah, I would take that, whatever was going on in my life at that time. That's basically what the strip's based on, is my life, and I'll send that into the land of make believe and let them take care of it. And usually the strip writes itself, because you get to know I've gotten to know the characters so well, especially Aesop, that it just kind of lives there. So
Yeah, I love Aesop.
thanks.
Yeah.
Ominous is my favorite though, for some reason. I kind of relate to, even though he doesn't really talk, I'm still just like, oh yeah, that's the one.
Oh, thanks. It's funny you say that, because Ominous was just kind of just around in the beginnings of the strip. He would just kind of be there, and I didn't even have a name for him. I just had Aesop had a cloud following him around, like a dark cloud, and and then I started drawing strips with him more in the foreground, and I hadn't given him a name yet. And I remember someone saying that they really liked the cloud, and I got rid of one of my characters a while ago, a couple of years ago. And his name was Slice. He was the orange bear, and I needed to replace him. I just thought outside the box, and I gave him a name, Ominous, and put a collar on him, and said, you know what? Aesop, a dog, has a pet cloud, and the rest is history. So I'm glad people like him. He's become a fan favorite somehow, and he doesn't say anything. He just kind of mumbles, but you kind of know what he's saying, and then Aesop kind of translates for everybody.
Yeah,
He's the only one that understands him. So
I didn't know there was a old bear character. Why'd you get rid of him?
well, I had emailed with a professional in the syndication field, and just critiquing stuff of my strip, and they said that, is your strip about animals with humans, or is it a strip about humans with animals? And I said, I can't answer that. And so I thought that it was more important for Aesop to be, because he is the main character, he's a miserable dog, so I called the strip Sour Grapes. And so I got rid of Slice, for a couple reasons. He was his character was just the opposite of what Sour Grapes is about. He was annoyingly positive. Everything was wonderful, wanted to give everybody a hug. Don't worry, everything. Don't worry, be happy kind of guy. So, but it just wasn't really working out. So I figured, if I'm gonna get rid of that and get rid of the animal dynamic, and just make Aesop the guy, because we refer to him as an individual anyways. I really don't think of him as a dog, but I call him a dog. So
Did you kill off Slice, or did he just disappear?
No, he's just on a cruise.
He went on vacation.
He's on a cruise. He's on a cruise in the Bermuda Triangle. Hasn't been seen since.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
He disappeared to mid-world. It's fine.
Yeah. Maybe he'll come back someday, but
you are all over the con circuit too. Like, you're every day or every week on your page. It's like, I'm going here, I'm going there, I'm signing here, I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and you're everywhere, and I love it. But it
cool.
has to be just driving you
Exhausting?
nuts. Do you remember where you're at sometimes? Do you ever just like?
No, I drive my wife crazy because I have to keep my schedule on the refrigerator, and
You're like me still. Everything's on paper, huh?
Everything's on paper.
Do you get gold stars
Yeah,
when you
no.
I
do?
have sticky notes everywhere. Look at this. This is all.
People are like, y'all,
I have
we
them
use
everywhere.
Google Calendar, blah blah blah. I'm like, I I have a paper calendar. It works just
Yeah,
fine.
yeah. I can't do it. But yeah, it's fun for me. I don't think of sour grapes as a business. I just want to go out and meet readers, gain readers. Meet people in the business. I've met so many people, whether it's between the National Cartoon Society or just doing shows and Comic Cons and signings, and even when I go to, if I go to do a talk at a school or wherever, um, just to meet people. Networking is half the battle with this stuff. Um, so, but and then the other thing is that with I'm on Facebook like every 5 minutes, and I'm doing all these shows and stuff, Instagram and that, and if you lay off of that stuff for a while, even if it's for like a week or something, people start to forget about you. You know
Facebook
what I mean?
kind of like helps them forget about you because like the algorithm, you mess up the algorithm if you're not putting out the same amount of product and stuff and doing it exactly right. And
Yeah. Even if it's just me commenting on something, people associate me with sour grapes.
yeah,
And I've been to places they have no idea who Tim Jones is. If I go up to these artists, I remember going up to Bob Layton, Iron Man legend.
Mhm.
I remember going up to him and saying, "Hey, I'm Tim Jones. I'm a big fan." And he's looking at me like this, and I says, "Well, I draw the comic strip Sour Grapes." Oh yeah, Sour Grapes, and he knew me from Facebook, and that's where Facebook comes in, right?
Oh yeah.
Which I've gotten so far on Facebook, it's ridiculous. I think it's fantastic. So, um, it's just moments like that where thank God for social media.
I
You know,
shamelessly promote your comic strip every week in my comic group. I change it each week. I put out the new comic strip for the banner.
I know that's awesome, Jeremy. I love you for that. Thank you so much.
I love sour grapes. It's like people have mentioned as I've gone to the cons down in Maryland and stuff, and I've wore my Aesop shirt. They're just like, "What's that all about?" I'm like, "Oh, let me tell you. Here's Facebook."
I think that's great. Oh wow.
Got to get some
Jeez.
business cards to him. He can just
I
hand them out.
I'll ship you some.
There
I'll
you
ship
go.
you some business cards, Jeremy. Sure.
But
That'd be fun.
if you guys happen to be at a con that this man is at, he does awesome things
Well,
for
Tim's at a con
commission.
next weekend, actually.
Yes. We got this one done, and this is Drew and I. And because Drew brings me all of my comics and leads me on my journeys, he did us a Calvin and Hobbes of me and Drew.
I
That's
love
good.
that.
So
I love Calvin and Hobbes. Oh,
Yeah.
question.
Yeah.
You have been putting out print books of your comic strips.
Mhm.
Have you thought about doing a 10-year special edition?
I thought about that this year because it's actually the 10th year, and I never got around to it because I've got so many strips over these years that it would have cost me a fortune to put a book together. So I didn't, and I just kind of went with the latest one that I have. Can I show it?
oh yes,
Please.
This one. So
One second.
doggone miserable. See?
You can order it.
It's
Yes.
gorgeous.
You can
And
order that.
thank you to Andrew Lavolo. Andrew, if you're watching, Andrew's awesome. Andrew does all of my graphics and stuff, and my banners, my books and layouts and stuff. And this one's a little different. We did it this way.
Oh, nice.
Nothing
that's
wrong
cool.
with that.
So we did
That's awesome.
this middle. Where did we get? Okay, so this middle one, not my middle finger. This one, this panel, God, everything's backwards. Is called a ghost panel. That's what I call it, because there's no border panel lines. so we took those randomly out and put them up on this page, bigger on their own. So it's kind of neat to kind of see a standalone panel up there. Just the art and that. So we kind of did that, and I can show you this. This is exclusive preview art, and it's in the book. So I drew this, and Rich Maurizio, who's another friend of mine, who's an incredible artist, inker, and there's his Instagram, by the way, Maurizio Inc. 2, so he inked this, and the two of us are putting together the first Sour Grapes comic book, starring Aesop and Ominous, and the working name for this character is the Corner Creep, evil scientist, and this is where Ominous gets kidnapped by the Corner Creep, and Aesop has to go find him and knock out the villain and rescue Ominous. The plot is that the Corner Creep scientist wants to capture Ominous to steal his thunder. So,
Nice.
yeah.
I love that.
Like I said, it's working.
So when can we expect that?
Not anytime soon. I'm hoping next year.
When I get to it, damn it.
Yeah. It took long enough just to draw that. So I'm hoping next year I want it to be good. And it was going to just be like a 6-page story, and then we're going to throw a bunch of strips in it, like, recent strips and that. But I think I want to do a comic. But I want it to be funny. And I want it to be, I want it to be good. So
You gonna have all the crew involved too? Is it Maddie and Constance?
Oh, it'll just be Aesop and Ominous.
Okay.
And those two guys, yeah, they're enough. So, so we'll see. I've never done it before, and people, it's like, oh, how do I put it together with all the panels, and construct these comic pages, as it were. And someone just said to me, well, you draw a comic strip with panels, right? Yeah. Well, just make it longer. Okay. Sure, why not? That sounds easy. So
you can play around with the different shapes ones too, where you have things going, and
yeah,
a long one here and stuff on the side.
I gotta get really creative here. Yeah.
And then when it gets to parts where, like, you add in from the original comic strip, you can go see book number 5, Doggone Miserable, for this comic strip, like they do in the Marvel comics. Go back to Hulk 271 to find out more about this.
Little editor notes, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yep.
I love those. I know it's silly, but it's I'm a completionist, so if somebody references like this took place in this comic, I'm like, oh, okay, I have to go and read that now before I finish this one. And then I'll go read that and I'll be like, but that one has 4 editor notes for these other comics. And then suddenly I'm off on Wikipedia learning about glue or something, and I'm like, yeah, so that worked out well. What was I reading? But it's fun.
Wow.
Yeah, that is how they get us.
Yes. I just got a little pop-up from my messenger. Drew would like to say hi.
Hey, Drew.
He's having a busy night, but hello to you from Drew.
Drew Mello.
Yes, Marshmallow.
Hi, Drew. I was gonna say before you showed that picture I drew for you guys, and I thought, hey, I finally drew Drew.
You did. You drew Drew.
I drew Drew.
Drew.
So my pleasure.
I always, like, in my head I get the Who, so I'm like, Drew Mallow. Drew. I don't know. That's just a me thing. My brain, I don't know if you watch too often. I'm always with these because I'm always going off on just stupid music tangents because every song is stuck in my head, you know?
Yep,
So
yep. I hear
well, you should hear here.
you.
It's fun.
I want to hear there, but I can't.
It's probably better. I also I didn't grab that many, I don't think. Okay.
What's that?
Oh, I'm pulling up
Oh,
some more
strips.
Aesop. Yeah,
Ah,
strips. The meteorologist. I love how he goes to the meteorologist instead of the veterinarian.
I'm glad somebody noticed that. I wasn't sure if anybody would get that. Yeah,
Yeah.
so, well, I can't take him to a vet. He's a cloud, so we'll take him to the meteorologist. So,
I want to like be the voice of ominous at some point.
all
Rumble,
right,
rumble,
you're
rumble,
hired.
Rumble.
rumble, rumble, rumble. See, Jar Jar has that nice deep voice, but Funnel
Oh
Cloud.
no, ominous needs more of a light kind of, like a chihuahua almost yipping at you.
That's right.
And
Yep.
then is Henry a regular character? I don't know if I'm caught
All
up
right.
on
So
all.
here's the deal with the snowman.
Okay.
I'm struggling with whether or not I want to keep them in the strip, and I tend to bring them out. Obviously in the winter time, colder months, and that. And I started to bring them out in the summertime just to kind of throw a curveball, but I gotta explain as to why there's snowmen. So is it all of a sudden? Um, no, the dog's not a superhero, but he thinks he is. Um,
Just twice.
the like how is it that is it a magical place now? Is that why Aesop is communicating with snowmen and stuff like that? I don't know. For some reasons, one day I just decided I'm going to bring snowmen into this, and then then the straight jokes just came out from them and that. So I don't. Can you pull that one up again that you just showed?
Yeah, just one
Which
second.
one is that? That's Henry with the hat. Um, what does it say? I moved into. Oh, I sent this to the newspaper that I just get into in Alaska. I sent them this one. Um, it's because it has an igloo and it's snowman and it's cold up there. So, oh yeah, he threw a housewarming party making his igloo. Is all right. So I don't know. I want to bring him back. I just have to kind of explain it. So
You have ominous. There's one where somebody was asked to take him outside because he hadn't hailed recently.
uh,
So
yeah,
they could be some. You have kind of the meteorological. Is that
that sounds right. Yeah.
okay? Bits of humor going in. They could be like, during the winter, ominous and his friends snow, and then you have the snowmen.
Okay. All right.
Like
Yeah,
they
that's a
all get
good.
their personalities from different storm clouds that snowed them.
It snowed then. Yeah. Okay.
Oh no, does this mean they're like Aesop's fecal matter?
Ooh.
Oh,
Let me think for a
Okay.
minute.
that
That
might
got
not.
weird, huh?
I did. I did one. It's funny you say that because I did one that uh, it was I forget their names, but it was a snowman and his wife, and Aesop asked them if they had any children, and all of a sudden it starts to snow, and Aesop's like, "Oh, I get it," and here they all are, talk about procreating, and but it never dawned on me, like you say, Carrie, as to where that snow is coming from, and it's clouds, so they could indirectly be related somehow, the snowmen and
Yeah,
ominous.
yeah, it doesn't necessarily have to be the fecal.
That's interesting.
The waste.
Yes,
Looking for a nice way to say it.
It's kind of like southern relationships. They're all related somehow, right? So
there's some sort of weird cousin thing going on,
that's right. Somebody's cousin is somebody's uncle, right? So
As long as they aren't the same. My cousin uncle. Actually, I have a weird. Nobody cares about this, and I'm totally squirreling off here. But I have a part in the family tree where two sisters from completely outside of my family, one married into my father's side and one married into my mother's side. So I have like my mother's cousin's cousin, who's my father's cousin's son. But we just call
It
each
all
other. I
adds up.
didn't know until I like ran into him at the at a wrong family gathering, and I'm like, "Why are you here? You're supposed to be on this side." And he's like, "Oh no, my aunt married over on this side." And I was like, "I have no idea what to do with this."
Oh my
So,
god.
but there was no hedging going on. There wasn't anything like that. It was just one of those weird like, okay, good. It was just two sisters, each married, so it's all through marriage that we're reading
Oh,
it
okay.
that way.
All right.
Yeah.
That's good. Yeah, it's family things can be strange. Like my family's all lactose intolerant, and we got together for a family picture recently, and we couldn't say cheese. So I'm here all week.
Well, that's I. When you said you're a stand-up comedian, all of your comics make a lot more sense to me now. I mean, like they made sense before,
Okay.
but like you have like some of them are definitely like dad jokes that just popped out there, you
I've
know.
been labeled that.
Some of them.
There's another podcast that's labeled me the king of dad jokes, and I'm trying to steer away from that now. We're trying to be a little more intelligent, but I can't. I can't seem to get away from it for very long. So
Yeah, I think you have some really dry comedy going here and there that I really
thanks.
enjoy with it.
Thank you. Yeah,
And
it's Oh, go ahead. Sorry. Oh, but people love dad jokes. I know they do. Um,
Me
it
being
it,
one of
it
them.
kind of fits. It fits Aesop's personality. The punchline for dad jokes is kind of can have a his tone to it. I think so. That's kind of why I lean towards that. But um, I I promise you, I'm not stealing any of those jokes from anywhere. I'm actually writing them. So, but
That's the best part about dad jokes. Every dad has them.
yeah, sometimes they get you kicked out of the room, but
Oh yeah.
you know,
In some
it's all right.
instances, your daughter stole them as well.
That's right, both of them. So,
So
I've got a-
how long before the how long, because this is a collection of older, not older, but more recent comic strips. How many is it, like a whole year's worth, or 2 years, 3 years? What do we got? 6 months?
this book here that I just showed
Yeah.
is mostly it's 2023.
Oh, so
No.
it's
So
okay.
I mean, 2023 is not over yet. So there's a bunch of ones that you haven't seen in here because I don't even know what month these goes up to. I might have thrown in some of my favorites from last year, but most of them are 2023. So, so next year's I try and put out a book every year. So my suitcase for Comic-Con gets even heavier
Nice.
every year. So that's why I walk funny now. And so next year it'll be some of this year and next year and stuff like that. So, but if the comic book is out next year, then we'll have that too. So,
That'll rock.
and you have the coloring book for kids. Well,
I have
guess
two coloring
grown-ups.
books that came out a few years ago.
Those are
And,
great Christmas presents, people.
They are, and they're only
Yeah.
$5. Give it up, folks. I mean, come on.
$5. What a stocking stuffer.
Give these away. They're fine. They're recycled good for toilet paper. So
Kids love
come on,
kids love the dry humor of a little dog too.
they do.
Yeah.
They say, you're smart with that stuff. The little 5-year-old kid says. But what was I going to say? Yeah, so there. I don't have them within hand's reach, but once the first one I did was a while ago, and I hate the artwork in it. But Ominous loses. It's Ominous takes. I'm sorry. Aesop takes Ominous for a walk. That's the first one. That's the one you have up on your screen there for the promo. And yep, that one. And Ominous breaks the leash, and Aesop has to go find him. So that's that one. And then the second one I have is Aesop and Ominous and the Bully Cloud, and it's an anti-bullying story where Ominous gets bullied by a mean thundercloud, and so it goes through that whole dynamic of anti-bullying and stuff like that. So it's got a little bit of a message.
Pushing these on to like daycares or entry school level places. Be like, look, I got cases of them. Buy them.
I do have cases of them. As a matter of fact. So I know
So you do signed copies.
I do signed. 5-year-olds can't read, so they don't give a shit.
Well, they got an 11-year-old who loves to color that does.
Yeah.
She
So
would be all about, yeah. Her little ones are awesome. And I call everybody under teen little, so still counts as a little one or a kidlet of some sort. But they love the comics and stuff, and they understand the value of an autograph as well.
oh, cool.
Oh yeah, they understand the value of a comic too, because she also has been trying to learn how to write comics herself.
She's pretty
Awesome.
good, actually. I'll send you links to some of her stuff after the show, because
Sure.
it's like, wow, I couldn't do that.
Might put you out of business, Tim. Watch out.
Oh, don't do me any favors, please.
She doesn't want to. She wants to be there right with you.
Good. I want to be there right with me. What do you say?
I'm
Oh,
always beside myself.
that's right. Around myself.
Mm.
I just hang out in a graveyard.
I can see that.
So, when you're not doing this comic strip, what does the great Tim Jones do all day? Is Tim a karaoke pinball wizard at home?
No, I actually have a job.
Oh no!
And gotta do something with my life. And so I do that. And
Oh wow.
so this is a full-time job. I have another full-time job, and I everything else is husband duties or dad duties or duties. So
You collect Batman.
especially after Thanksgiving, we'll have some duties. But so that's what I do. Yep.
Well, okay. Where do you like people to order from? Because I know you're available right now on Amazon already.
Mm-hmm.
Everything's up. But we have links to the Sour Grapes page, and you can order there. And also we have a direct email link set up for you that you sent me, that are above or below or around somewhere in the video, depending on where you're watching us at.
Wherever links go.
Yes, wherever links are, you will find his.
The best way to get something from me is on you can either direct message me on Instagram, or which is at Sour Grapes 2017, and or on Facebook, just look for Tim Jones Cartoonist, and DM me there, and
Tim prefers not to have a middleman. Tim's like, put that money in my hand.
That's right. There's no agent collecting. I'm the guy. So, wherever like are bold. So I love reading comments. So yeah, that's that's the best way to get it. That way you get like a a signed copy. If you go to Amazon, great, but you won't get a signed copy unless you come see me at a show and stuff. So so the show I'm doing, can I plug now?
Yes,
Oh, by the
absolutely.
way,
All the time.
So let's see, this Saturday in Norwich, Connecticut, right off of 395. I mean, literally, it's at the Holiday Inn, right off the highway. From 10 to 3, I'm at CT Collecticon, which is a lot of fun. Some great artists are going to be there. Lots of collectibles, comic books, and stuff. Please stop by. It's a lot of fun. All kinds of stuff going on. And then on the 10th, I'm going to be at CH2 Collectibles. Who is Chris? That's Chris Hebert. You can find him on Facebook. He owns that comic book store, and he's the one that puts on CT Collecticon. So I'm going to be at that his store on December 10th for a book signing, with doing this one and other stuff. And I'll be there, as a matter of fact, with Rich Maurizio that I told you about earlier. So those are really my two last things this year. So if you'd like to get something from me personally, even just a handshake, and those are free. Maybe not. Maybe I'll charge for a handshake, because you do have to do that at Rhode Island Comic Con. You could actually pay for a handshake with some of these celebrities.
Oh my! Are you serious?
Oh my God! It's
I
like
cannot even imagine.
can I touch you? $20.
Yeah, exactly.
Well,
You know?
that's why I'm a little nervous about going up to celebrities at all these times at cons, because like they're just like, well, you can have an interview, but you got to pay $50 for it. I'm just like, dude, I don't have $50 to talk to you.
No, Marissa Tomei, who I wanted to meet. I was at the NCS booth, so it was really difficult for me to get away from that, but for a lengthy amount of time, but I really wanted to meet her. But she was $110 just to breathe her space.
Really?
I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. And here's Matches Malone. I'm sure you guys know who Matches is.
I know who Matches is.
Did you hear the story? I'm sure
No,
you
I
don't mind me
haven't.
telling you. He's got it on Facebook. He went up to Marissa Tomei and said something about, he brought a banana with him. And he asked Marissa Tomei, will you sign my banana? And she said out loud, yelling, yes, I will sign your banana. And she signed his banana. He's got a picture of the banana on Facebook. She autographed his banana.
That's the thing about being Batman.
Maybe he didn't have to pay it. I don't know. Because he's
being Batman, you get into places really easily.
Yeah, and I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe. Actually,
have you ever seen Matches out of the costume?
I'm one of the few
that have.
I am one of the few that have, and I can't reveal.
I have no idea what he looks like out of that costume, and I've known him probably for 10 years.
I didn't see it for that long, so I don't have a good memory to begin with. So I kind of remember, but I don't. And so and I think it was because I was helping him with his suit one time, and he had to take it off, and he's like, you ready? And I'm like, oh, okay. And I saw it, and I was like, oh boy, because I wanted to think of him as Batman and stuff, but I love him anyways. Matches, if you're watching, I love you. So either way, he's an awesome human being. So
you're there with quite a few people too. You got Larry Stroman, Richie Stotts, Tim Jones, Mike Doherty, Peter Grimshaw, Javon Stokes, Reed Alexander, Ron Leary Jr., Joe St. Pierre, Matt
Mhm.
Herring, Keith Gleason, who I was actually going to say maybe you and him should collaborate because he does those the serial comics
Mhm.
where he takes the serial characters and puts them to comics. I think it would be kind of funny to see Omnis and the serial characters interacting. It
Yeah.
would be a good anthology comic
The
book.
Mighty Mascots. Yep.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yep. Yeah, that's a bunch of great people coming. It's just it's gonna be a fun time. So just come down, please. It'll be a lot of fun.
I can't make it from
So,
Nebraska, so somebody's got to make it for me. So
I'm a maybe.
somebody up there.
and you know what I'm hearing? I'm hearing Friday night they do karaoke at the bar.
Ooh.
So I'm kind of like I'm an hour away, and I'm kind of thinking maybe I'll pop down. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's see how tired I am, if I can make it down there or not. But that sounds like fun. So it's tempting. It's very tempting.
Sending off our intrepid reporter Jar Jar to catch some footage of
Oh,
Tim
probably
Jones
not.
doing karaoke at the bar.
I just did a con this yesterday, and I don't make it past like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. Actually, the last before Terrificon, the last time I saw Tim was at the Northeast Comic Con. I had him do the commission, and I didn't get back to him until Terrificon to get the commission. So
It's all right. I hung on to it. I got to do another one for you, Jeremy.
oh hell yeah, I'd
Just
love
send me some
Hanna-Barbera
ideas.
stuff.
Um,
Anything and everything. I want the whole Hanna-Barbera crew. I want
You
a
want the
big
whole
mural
thing.
made. I'm gonna really put you to work, Tim.
all right, please do.
So can pe-
Well, no, you can come Saturday if you can.
I'm thinking
Jeremy.
about it. I've been enjoying hunting comics at these smaller cons. It's a lot easier to.
They had a lot when I was.
Yeah.
We did. He did one in August. I was there, my first one for him, and there's a lot of comics there. So cool stuff.
so can people send to you to get commissions as well if we are unable to make it out to where you're going
Yeah,
to be
absolutely.
there
Yeah,
personally?
sure, absolutely. I have a PayPal.
Yeah, if
His
people,
name is Mike. No,
if you love Hanna-Barbera characters, even besides the sour grape stuff that Tim does, he is a whiz at like all those old school cartoons that we used to love or
oh,
still love.
I wish I
Ooh,
had one I could show you. I don't have one here.
so
I'm
you
so
can do
organized.
Huckleberry Hound.
I have a Huckleberry Hound. I just don't have one with me.
Oh no!
I thought I had one. No, I don't.
Stuffed one, but my son stole it.
I had a Huckleberry Hound. I do have one, as a matter of fact. So if you come by, I'll show it to you.
Yes.
But sure, I love Hanna-Barbera because I'm I'm influenced by that style of drawing, and I kind of had forgotten about that. And as a matter of fact, Joe St. Pierre, a while ago, it was at Plastic City Comic Con last year. He challenged me to draw Scooby Doo, and I'd never
Wow.
drawn it before. So I went over and I sat down and I drew Scooby Doo because I had no one at my table for quite a while. So I had to.
Even at Plastic City, City's a smaller con.
I know. I'm kidding. So I drew Scooby Doo, and I ran over and I showed him, and I said, "See," and he explained to me that he didn't understand that language because I don't draw anatomically correct characters, if you've noticed. So,
Yeah.
But that's what a lot of what Hanna-Barbera is, especially Captain Caveman, who's my favorite.
Hell yeah.
I keep drawing him, but
And son.
yeah, and but that's stuck with me when Joe said that to me, that he is an amazing artist, amazing, but when he says to me that he doesn't understand that language, that says a lot. And he explained to me that I do. And I went, wow. And then I thought about it, and I was like, now that I'm thinking of it, if you look at my characters and stuff, I can see that the influence that it's had on me.
Mhm.
So I just started drawing, fun sketches of Hanna-Barbera, and I love doing it. So if people want it, they can have it, and I'd be happy to draw it for them. So
Yeah, it is. It's interesting the different styles, and I like how you said it as language, or Joe said it as a language, because that was
mhm.
that this podcast is all about storytelling and the different forms of storytelling, and I like to talk about oh, give me a second, I just forgot his name. The guy who wrote Hallelujah, one of my favorite vocalists ever.
Um,
Leonard Cohen.
Oh,
Leonard Cohen, at one point before he passed, on one of his last interviews, brought up the landscape of language, and it's all like what you're exposed to and how you speak and how the words and stuff behind you and the way that you grew up and the things that you learned influence your overall perspective on things. And
yeah.
so, yeah, and so, you can grow your landscape by just investing more time into studying other stuff, but you have that inherent thing that comes with you that is what started everything. So, was that kind of what you got started on, was watching the Hanna-Barbera stuff and drawing from that, or?
Well, yeah. I mean, I grew up on that stuff. Again, showing my age. So, um, I've
I
always
did
I've
too.
always liked that. So, yeah, yeah. A lot of people grew up on that stuff. I just love it, and it's simple and it's not. You know.
yeah.
Um,
Well, I was just thinking, part of the commission, next commission, I'd like to have you do, maybe throw a Dick Dastardly in there.
Dick Dastardly. Oh, the guy with the mustache.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got one I did with him and Muttley.
Oh, nice.
So I'll do
That's exactly what I was just thinking, Jesse. The wacky races.
give me a quick second. I can show that to you. I don't know if you'll be able to see it, but boy, maybe not. Just talk amongst yourselves for a second. Well,
Uh, yeah,
it's
What were
this
you
is a
interesting.
guys'
good
favorite
podcast
Hanna-Barbera?
about drawing.
Well,
That's
here's Captain Caveman. Can you see that?
oh,
I
hold
can
on a
see it.
second. Let me.
Yes.
Wait a minute.
Captain
Oh, that one is
There he is.
Caveman.
There we go.
Kind
I
of,
love that.
Nice.
but it's hard to see on my phone. But I'll send it. I'll send you a picture of it from my phone, Jeremy. And if you like it, I'll draw you one.
Yeah, something with Dick Dastardly, Aesop. Yeah, something in that realm. I like
Oh,
having,
cool.
like, my Skeletor Aesop is one of my favorite. I've had tons of commissions done over the years, but it's still my Facebook icon and everything.
Oh man, that's awesome. Yeah, thanks. That was
Oh
fun to
no, it
do.
was awesome for me. I was just like, I got a Tim Jones special. Woo!
That's awesome.
It, it
Wow.
was good for him too. So,
Like at one point, is
The band he used to tour with did a song all about Cartoon Network at one point. It was a song that got used out there. There's a part in it where I just scream, Captain Caveman!
and
Cool.
Son.
And sun. That's right. There's always a sun.
Yeah, I just remember from the Flintstones, the kid Flintstones they had the and Son, and
Mhm.
just like,
Yep.
God damn it.
Bam Bam. Pebbles and Bam Bam.
Yes.
Why could Bam Bam only say Bam Bam?
I don't know.
I don't know.
The genes of Barney and Betty.
It's kind of redundant, huh?
Yeah.
Bam Bam.
I mean, I guess as long as you know your name, you're partway there.
Well,
Well, he was-
Pebbles didn't actually speak either. Pebbles was like a Goo Goo Gaga.
Yeah, she was a Goo Goo Gaga. Goo Goo and Bam Bam. There you go.
Yeah.
Um, it, Bam Bam was adopted.
Oh
Yes.
yeah.
He was adopted, and then I found out he was raised by mastodons.
Yes.
So we have something in common. But uh, but
That.
getting to be that time. So
Oh, yeah.
All right. Well, thank you very much, sir, for giving us your time this evening.
no
We
problem.
appreciate it.
Love
I
it.
appreciate you having me on, and been looking forward to it.
And we've got 4 people in the giveaway stream for right now. And what I'm going to do is just go ahead and get everybody set up that we've got on tonight.
Sure.
That
So
way we don't have to.
we don't do the spin? Okay.
Nope, we're not going to do the spin. We're gonna hook up everybody that showed up tonight,
Okay.
and I'm gonna hook myself up too. So you guys out there who have been commenting on the live stream, get me your addresses. I will be reaching out to you. And getting them from you, and then we will get them signed and out to you from Tim Jones himself.
Woohoo.
Absolutely.
Yay.
Yep.
And we've kind of asked where you want, but where are all your different plugs, and repeat anything that you would like to say for different Comic Cons and stuff coming up that you have.
Oh, so sourgrapescomic.com is the website. And Instagram is sourgrapes2017. And email is sourgrapescomic@yahoo.com. So any of those you can DM me if you want something or whatever, or just to say hi. And of course on Facebook too, you can find me on there. It says Tim Jones Cartoonist. Thank you, Bill Pro. That's awesome. So this Saturday I'll be at CT Collecticon in Norwich, Connecticut, right at the Holiday Inn. Please come down. You can get a book there, say hi, and that type of stuff. So, yeah, awesome.
And he is really friendly if you go visit. You can get a nice handshake for free, and well, maybe not this time, but
I agree with
Oh
Raz.
yeah. I don't
You
know.
rock.
I use sanitizer frequently when I'm shaking people's hands. So right after I lick it,
Fist bumps are free.
I put, so yeah, it's fine.
Fist bumps are free. Handshakes are $5.
Right. It's yeah.
Got to pay for that hand sanitizer.
Or if you just want one finger, it's $1. It's a deal.
There you go. What, $1 for 1, 5 for 5?
Or my doctor says we'll give you 3.
Whoa!
Yeah,
boy,
we gotta check it somehow. We're gonna need 3
Cough
fingers.
from me.
So, cough. That's why usually I sneeze. But turn your head and sneeze. But
Why do you want me to turn my head, Doc?
all right.
come on.
Oh, great.
$1 to get
$1 to get
Tim
fingered by Tim Jones. That's nice. Thank you. Wow.
This show just got weird.
Just
So
Yeah.
what's up?
any way I can make money, really. You know.
Churcher, where can we
But you'll find
you?
out how friendly I really am. For $1
Meet Tim Jones out in the parking lot.
on the parking lot. Yep. Come on up to my Jeep Compass. Right into the back. We'll pull the lift gate down so nobody. It's all right.
You know what? All the rest of our links are out there. I think we're gonna end
They're
on
above and below and everywhere.
And on a high note.
Yeah. Thanks for joining us, lovely people. I will be getting your email addresses so you can get whatever you'd like from Tim Jones.
Yep. Have your fingers spayed or neutered. Thank you.